All right, welcome back to another episode of SimAirport. Last time we completely expanded all the gates. Off camera, I did do some work for the conveyor system and just kind of cleaned it up. Um, and I also kind of looked over the staffing schedule yet again. So what we now have is this first floor hub. I didn't want to move that down just yet. And it all comes in, and it's a very tight and clean, just simple to our two baggage depots. Um, the way that this is laid out, we might have to throw in another hub and a depot, bring it down this way, because we got three gates that we're going to be servicing over there. But we'll see if it causes any issues or whatnot. We also have our two large hangars and a medium hangar. Um, we're putting a lot of emphasis on our baggage carts because we want the baggage to run smoothly. And we're going to come up here. This four gates setup we have actually is doing very well to load these planes. So we're going to go ahead and oh, sorry about that. We're going to go ahead and set up the gates here. Now, I'm thinking we're probably going to leave the restrooms, and I'm just going to take this restroom and move it over here. That, that seems like it might actually be the best course of action. So, let's go ahead and dismantle this extra wall that we won't be using. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and dismantle the entire bathrooms. Because we do have that one over there. They're not gonna miss this one. Alright, so now we're gonna dezone. Because these are no longer restrooms. And we're gonna fix our flooring. So, construction, floors, we've been using this wood 1B on all of our flooring. So we're gonna stick with that. Now, I am gonna leave most of these kiosks up in running in their place. Alright, so we're gonna dismantle the dessert kiosk. And a sushi kiosk, so I want to move them up against the wall where it makes a little more sense. And with it being evening, let's go ahead and dismantle these gates. Now, I'm going to go ahead and slow time down because I have a lot of work to do when it comes to queues and placing. So, the gates, we're gonna go ahead and just clone like that. And now, objects, it was a retail. We had a dessert kiosk. We're gonna throw that back into the mix. They'll be happy there. And we had a sushi kiosk. We're gonna throw that back into the mix. And then we just had a simple setup of vending machines. So let's go ahead and clone that. And we're gonna just conveniently place it right next to the gate. So that brings back all of the stuff that we had. Except for the bathrooms. We'll figure out what to do with all that stuff. Now, let's go ahead and set in the queues. Boom, 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 boom. This came out to the machine. Down and back. And then down one more. Alright, so now we have the queues reset back up. We can go ahead and let this play out. Because we're not going to see any planes at these gates until early morning. We need to reassign a kitchen for our kiosks. And we're going to have to come through, reset up our set prices on all these machines. Thank you for this apply all button. Alright. So now we're going to go ahead and slow things down just so that we can assign our gate desks. Alright. Now, all our gate desks need to be assigned to a queue. So we're going to go ahead and do that while it's still nighttime. Those are assigned, those are assigned. Alright. So our queues are now assigned. We need a door. And let's go ahead and look at our staff scheduling. So for peak, we want all of our gates up and running. I kind of had this one turned off only because, well, we didn't have any flights going to it just yet. Close gates. We'll revisit that one. Oh, wait. I forgot. Closed. When the airport is not functioning, we don't want these gates to be functioning either. Now, holy crap. 12 more staff. We are paying them a hefty fee. So just for each staff alone, for our ticketing agents, we need one plane to land at least an hour. And for our security. So as long as we have approximately between these two, 3 planes an hour, we're good. We're covering our staff expenses. All right. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at the flights. A5 is still our standby gate. Let's see. So, we have Super Alliance. And they have some 747s and 380s. Let's go ahead and see what we got there. So we're going to take 1 a.m., 1 afternoon, and 1 p.m. for now. We don't want to completely overload our security. So let's go ahead and we're going to set this plane on an offset for now. Alright. So this is going to let us test just to see if we can even handle these kind of planes. Oh. Upgrade. We want to be able to handle fuel from that one as well. So let's take a look, see, okay. So let's add that to our fuel system now. Since those lines right there are already built, I'm not going to go ahead and come back and clean it. But now, all our gates can handle fuel. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, we're going to unassign from there and assign to there. So that's going to kind of even out the workflow. We do have this entire entire area that we can play with. I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna do to play with it. I could. Hmm. If I went down 2 levels with my roads, I could probably do an additional drop-off area underneath the airport on this side for ticketing. That might get a little hectic too, but it seems like a fun idea. So, we may consider it. And eh, we want the airport to make money. And I kind of want to make it big and see if we can get some more. Eh, get some early AM flights going on in here, because that would be fun. Uh, for our early AM flights, we just need to negotiate 10 offices. Flight management. I'm going to go ahead and move that Super Alliance up. So, we're probably going to negotiate for more flights. Our rating with most of these airlines seems to be pretty good. Most of the ones that we are flying with, they're up in the 90s. Even aerial time, after our botched negotiation with them. Or was it no, it was I think it was a Ford Air we did it with. I can't remember. I'd have to look back. Alright. So now, main thing we want to take a look at is how these passengers are getting through security if they're loading on time. Alright. So they appear to be able to get through security. I don't see too much of a wait in ticketing. Let's go ahead and clone these ticketing kiosks, though. Because now we're probably going to want more. We have a lot of people coming in, and we want to be able to handle everything. And I'm getting tired of this floor. We used... Oh, 9A. Alright. I almost get the feeling we might have to extend our baggage claim. And in order to do that, we would have to bring it down this way while still getting past the runways, or the taxiways. So let's see. Alright, so we would have to taxiway down this way if we want to do another runway. And we would have to bring the road down this way. Wait a minute, what the... So I'll deal with the fencing later when we decide to extend that. And that would double our baggage claim. Zones, let's go ahead and fix our ticketing zone. This is looking rather bleak. Alright, so we have a massive amount of ticketing, at least with the self-kiosks. Hopefully most of our passengers are going self-kiosk. Now, we did have a few planes that appear to have boarded late. 5 minutes late, 3 minutes late, 3 minutes late. Which... let me see if there's an... Let me see. So, we had some delays, and our standby gate was used. Quite a few times, actually. So, I'm thinking, is this a security issue? Or is it a ticketing issue? Information-wise, okay. Let's give these people more information. Ops. Large, flight screens. We want to make sure that there is absolutely no way they can be missing any important information. Because information for... Oh, I like the large flight display, but I want... Right there, I could probably do a PA. I really wish these PA speakers were a little louder. Or I should say they covered more area. We should be good there. Let's come here, and we're going to assign it to that last one. I did dismantle the other PA speaker off camera because we were paying for it just being hooked up, but it was not being used. And it looks like I sold it. Whoops. Alright, so now we're gonna assign the new speakers to it. We do want speakers over by these gates. I like using the two-way speakers because I can easily set them up. So we're gonna do it at the corners of these queues. This allows all of our queues to hear the PA announcements. And as these are built, we can go ahead and assign them. Oh, we just have enough space. I should build one here in ticketing. Let's put it right there. And then we're going to assign it if we can fit another on the amplifier. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh. Alright, so we can't fit another on the amplifier. I do like the idea of having some sort of information being announced down here. Oh, and I feel like I need to sneeze. One sec. Alright, so that lingering feeling of you need to sneeze, but it just won't go away. Now, let's see, how did I do this up here? They should be able to walk through them. So that covers that. We don't need any PA speakers in the kitchens. And we're going to come down here. We're going to close out of that one. And we're going to go ahead and build another amplifier in there. Boy, do I feel sad for anybody who has to perform maintenance on that. So that looks like it's a tight squeeze. Alright, so let's go ahead and start assigning. And I see none required to be assigned. Oh, nope, nope, nope. We still have just a little bit more. We got 8 assigned. So let's go ahead and cover these restrooms. And that's going to take that one up to 10. Alright. So now, we got PA announcements everywhere. Flight information. Almost everywhere. I think I put these flight displays in backwards. Because that should be taking the entire lounge. Yeah, I put them in backwards. That might... That might help information in our first class lounges. Because it doesn't help if you can't see the screen. And then 2 on the very outside. Basically, what we're doing is we want to make sure that our passengers have no excuse in saying they didn't know when their flight was. Short of putting them in the bathrooms, we got flight information everywhere. I'm even going to throw them on the edges of these queues. And one random one right there. Our passengers are gonna know when their planes are leaving. Now, one of the other things I thought of doing, and we're gonna go ahead and try it, is we're gonna put some ads at these gates. It was under decor. We're gonna put an ad display at the corner of each of these. That one I'm just gonna do by the queue, because there's not really a lot of space. Same with that one. Yeah, screw it. Put them in places where I know people are gonna walk by them. Because each of these is being seen by thousands of passengers. And that's gonna increase revenue. Like this one alone gave us $1,200 the day before. $1,400. And that's just from those two. This one, $300, but still okay. I am seeing a lot of lines at our kiosks. We'll have to keep an eye on that, because that might be, in fact, what... Alright. Oh, I really wish I could just... Oh, they're in the restroom. Okay, so we do have some stuck and waiting in security. Oh my. Um, we may have to figure out how to increase our security throughput. Hmm. Alright, so we want a queue starting right there. We're gonna bring that out to there. And we're gonna assign these to the queue. And that should make it a little more comforting. Because they're just all bunching up at the same queue. And I believe it's set where if you have a queue line on all these desks, it'll cycle through. When a desk opens, it'll take a person from the line. Alright, so we're going to let this run for just a little bit. Okay, so it looks like our security is moving fine, but I'm seeing a lot of cases where they're all bunching up at certain scanners. So I'm thinking, why not fix that? Let's get them away from all of those scanners and Yeah. Best way to do that is by looking at them and assigning our ID stands to certain scanners. So we're probably going to do that. So we want to see how many ID stands do we have versus how many scanners? Actually, I'm going to wait until nighttime to do this so we don't get any passengers that are confused. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 ID stands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 scanners. So for the first 3, they'll have 2. And this should help us streamline security. Because I'm looking at that right-hand side, and that is just a shame that they are not being used. Because our departures from the airport, so the pickups, they can wait for the baggage. Our priority is getting all of the arrivals through our ticketing. So, let's see. Wait a minute. Oh my god. They were never assigned in the first place. So this whole time, we haven't even been using them. I kind of feel stupid now. Alright. So we're gonna let it play out that way. Let's see if adding those into the mix was our mistake in the first, or if that was our mistake, is not adding them. Because that's a lot of staff. Yeah, because we are missing one person on that flight. This flight left 4 minutes late. This flight left 5 minutes late. We're almost missing one person. Oh, and look at that. Seems our security is now starting to move fluidly. And that might have been why our first plans were late, because our ticketing wasn't running smooth. So we'll kind of keep an eye on this and just see how the flow goes. So, for the most part, things look like they are moving smoothly now through our security. Could that have been our malfunction? Was we had about 5 bag scanners that were never even assigned. We'll find out here in a bit. So, 1 minute late. I can live with 1 minute late. Everything else appears to be running on time. Now, the thing that kind of scares me is we're still utilizing our standby gate a lot. So maybe in the next episode, we'll go ahead and start looking at our new runways. So I guess to prepare for that, I'm going to go ahead and get us some land. So we just spent $3 million on more land. And we'll go ahead and start working on putting runways in further down. But that will be for another episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And hopefully I see you guys on the next episode. We're still working on expanding this airport, and we're gonna do everything we can with it. So yeah, I will catch you around.